There are many stories of heroism in history, but when it comes to one man against an army, there are some events in real history that can rival any Hollywood action movie. Today, I will tell you the story of a breathtaking historical battle that may not take you even 10 minutes to read, but its thrill will be etched in your mind forever. This is the Battle of Stamford Bridge in 1066, and the story of the unimaginable heroism of an anonymous Viking warrior. Background: an unexpected attack. The year 1066 is one of the most important years in the history of England. The mighty Viking king of Norway, Harold Hardrada, has brought a huge army to conquer England. He is joined by the rebellious brother of King Harold Godwinson of England, Tostig. They have already wreaked havoc in the north of England and won the Battle of Fulford. The day was September 25th. The Vikings were resting by the river at a place called Stamford Bridge. The weather was quite hot, so many Vikings took off their heavy armour and left their ships and basked in the sun with only their weapons. They did not even dream that any danger was coming towards them. On the other hand, the King of England, Harold Godwinson, had travelled 185 miles in just 4 days and rushed north with his huge army. This was an incredible military march for that time. The Vikings were resting on both banks of the River Derwent. Suddenly, a cloud of dust appeared on the horizon, and thousands of swords and spears glittered in the sunlight. Before they knew it, the English army pounced on the unprepared Vikings on the west bank of the river. In an instant, the Vikings on the west bank were crushed. Extreme crisis and a narrow bridge. This was a bad omen for the main Viking army on the east bank of the river. They were not at all prepared for battle. They did not have any armour on them. They needed some time to escape the English attack and build their own defence system, or shield wall. And the English had only one way to get to the east bank, a narrow wooden bridge or bridge. If the English crossed this bridge quickly, the entire Viking army would be destroyed. The rise of the giant Viking. At this moment of great danger, history witnessed a scene that still resonates with people today. A huge, nameless Viking warrior came forward alone from his group. In his hand was a huge Dane axe, a type of large and heavy battle axe with which a person can be cut in two with one blow. He was not wearing any armour. He stood alone in the middle of the wooden bridge. His only goal was to hold back the English army so that his companions could prepare for battle. Only one man against 10,000 soldiers, the English army rushed across the bridge at high speed. But there was no way for more than 2 or 3 people to enter that narrow bridge at a time. And this Viking warrior took advantage of that geographical advantage. Whoever came in front of him, his death was certain with a single blow of his huge axe. The first line of English soldiers collapsed to their deaths in an instant. He alone stood as an impenetrable wall. The English began to shoot arrows like rain from afar, but that crazy Viking skillfully swung his axe or picked up the enemy's shield and began to repel them. It is said that he single-handedly killed more than 40 skilled English soldiers. The entire English army, which numbered about 10 to 15,000, was forced to stop because of the fear of just one man. He alone held the bridge for more than an hour. A single man had stopped the advance of an entire army, betrayal, and the fall of a hero. The English king, Harold, realized that it was impossible to defeat this giant by fighting like a hero from the front. Then, an English soldier devised a clever trick. He collected a half-cut wooden barrel or keg, sat on it and floated with the current of the river right under the bridge. There was some space between the planks of the wooden bridge. From below, the English soldier thrust his spear straight up. The spear pierced the body of the brave Viking from below. The giant warrior could not survive such an unexpected and secret attack. He fell to the ground. This is how one of the greatest warriors in history fell. Consequences and conclusion. His sacrifice was not in vain. In the precious hour that he bought in exchange for his life, the Vikings on the east bank were able to build their shield wall. Although the English ultimately won the bloody battle of that day and the Vikings were defeated, the heroism of that nameless Viking has not been erased from history. Interestingly, the description of this incident is not found in any book written by the Vikings. It is found in the Anglo-Saxon chronicles of England. That is, even the enemies were so impressed and terrified by his bravery that they have immortalized him with respect in their own history books. Even today, when history talks about the one-man army, the nameless Viking of Stamford Bridge shines first. This is not just a war story, but a unique example of human courage, loyalty, and unwavering willpower.